Hey guys, David Dom here. Welcome to my screen share presentation on living in the moment consciousness. I'll tell you what spawned this, or kind of what triggered this idea to have a presentation about this subject. Is I was listening to one of my mentors, Wayne Dyer, yesterday, and he mentioned the word enthusiasm. And the root of that word in Latin comes from in God, in theos, theos being God, and being in. So he was saying in God, enthusiasm from the root word would be the God within, or being divinely inspired. And it triggered a concept, or I guess a talk that I'd heard from Eckhart Tolle, who talked about living in the moment consciousness. He has kind of a three phase or three-level kind of an idea on living in the moment consciousness. And so I'm going to share that with you, and here's what I'd love as well, because this is kind of new for me to do, and I'd love your comments. If you could just respond, like, share, comment, let me know. If you get something out of this, then maybe I'll do some more of these, okay? So here's the idea. The first phase, or level, if you will, of living in the moment consciousness is acceptance. So acceptance is, okay, so let's just, I'm going to take it on several different areas, but let's just say acceptance, meaning accept what is. Accept what is right now. Accept, and this is sometimes a hard pill to swallow, but it's just the first level, so it gets a little bit more exciting or enthusiastic. You could be expected to be a little more joyous as we go along here. But the idea is with acceptance is, and I had a problem with this in my life, accepting what is. Just accepting, okay, this is my life, this is where I am in my life, and I am accepting it. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can accept the fact that you're 100% responsible for everything in your life right now. So you don't have to go that deep just for this benefit of this presentation, but acceptance is the very first level. So if we can accept where we are, what's going on in our world, and just accept the moment, then that's the first level of living in the moment consciousness. And I can tell you, if you get all of this, and if you could get to a place, even at times when you're actually at the top level, it's going to be euphoric for you, because I've actually experienced it recently, and it's very exciting. So acceptance is the first level. Okay, so once we accept how our life is, then we may or may not need to make some changes, or want to make some changes in what's going on in our world, right? So we might want to actually maybe create some new healthy habits. We might want to get quiet and get still so that we can actually hear our intuitive downloads and the information that we really need to hear. We might want to, again, take personal responsibility for everything that's going on in our world. Realize what part we might have played in it. And that's all part of acceptance. If you could do that, then you can move to level 2, which is enjoyment. Enjoyment kind of speaks for itself, right? We get to a place where we're enjoying. We're actually enjoying what's going on in our world. We're enjoying it. We're having fun. And in that place, we are able to obviously be happier, experience joy more often. We are more pleasant to be around. We obviously, we simply enjoy our life more, right? So acceptance, we accept that this is good. Again, this helps us live in the moment more. If there's a certain level of consciousness that we're heading toward here, and it's the living in the moment consciousness, a lot of times people just live unconsciously, kind of walk around, kind of liken it to walking around like a zombie, It's really, zombies are really popular, I guess, these days. But the idea is that we're able to actually enjoy ourselves, and we're aware, we're awake. So we accept, live in acceptance, and then we begin to live in enjoyment more, because maybe we've made some changes. Maybe we're doing some things differently than we used to. Maybe we're taking responsibility for some of the things that are going on in our world. We move to this enjoyment. Now, the third level is really exciting, and it's what kind of triggered this whole thing, and it is enthusiasm. Third level of living in the moment consciousness. Now, when you can get to a place where what you're doing with your life and what you do on a daily basis is in alignment with what you feel that you're kind of meant to do, if you will. Maybe it's your purpose, maybe it's your calling, maybe it's your dharma, whatever, your dharma, whatever it is that you feel most comfortable doing. And I'll tell you, the way Eckhart Tolle, I believe, explains this, from what I remember, is enthusiasm is when you're actually in alignment, you're congruent, meaning what you think, what you say, and what you do is all the same. And you're doing something that you enjoy. You're doing something you enjoy, you're not hurting anybody else, and you're actually serving the world in a bigger way somehow. You're actually serving. So as Marianne Williamson says, you come from a place of serving rather than, what am I going to get out of this? Right? If you're doing these things and you come to a place where, and again, this is not an overnight process, and this is not let me just take one step and I'm there. This is it's a process, and it's taken me over a year to get where I am, and there is no there. I'm not there. But I can tell you that right now, I believe that I am living in the moment consciousness, and I have a living in the moment consciousness much of the time, simply because I'm in alignment with what I'm doing, what I think, what I say, and what I do is in alignment. If there's something that goes out of balance or goes out of alignment, I address it immediately or quickly, promptly. But this is just amazing to me because it triggered what Wayne was saying, which was it ties into living in the moment consciousness. When we're living in the moment, all the top spiritual teachers say, you're living in the moment, you can actually be connected to God. You can be connected to God and connected to the God even inside of you, because I believe there's a little piece of God living in each one of us. And at that moment, when we're in the moment, we're not living in the past and we're not living in the future. We're actually accepting what is. We're enjoying ourselves, and we have enthusiasm because what we're doing is actually lining up with what we feel we should be doing. We're not hurting anybody, and we're serving. And there's such an enjoyment. It's almost a kind of a euphoric type feeling or place to be. And that just struck me because, again, the whole God thing, tying it in, I mean, everybody has their own opinions of God, but it's my opinion, after all these years and growing up in the Bible Belt and learning about religion and being turned off by it and coming back to it and digging deep to figure out how I feel about it. I feel about surrendering is not a sign of weakness. And I don't surrender to a God that's sitting in the clouds waiting to strike me down when I do something bad. And I cover a lot of this stuff in my book. God-Shaped Whole is a chapter in my book. And I believe that we can get to a place of enthusiasm, even if it's not every day, all day, because, it takes time to kind of develop. It takes time. I'm not a teenager anymore, and it's taken me a long time to even get where I am. And again, like I said, there is no there. I'm not there. But it's funny, I told somebody yesterday, I don't have to be better than anybody else. All I have to be is better than I was before. And I am better than I used to be. So, acceptance, enjoyment, enthusiasm, 3 levels to living in the moment consciousness. As we begin to accept what is, we start to make changes and do things that we can enjoy. And then when we come to a place of enthusiasm where we're in alignment, it's a beautiful thing. So again, like I said, please do me a huge favor, if you could. Like, share, or comment. I'd love your feedback. Comments would be great, because that way it lets me know, hey, am I wasting my time here? Did anybody get anything out of this? I thought I should do it, so I'm glad I did. So take good care, and hit me up with some comments, and I hope you got something from it. Take care. Peace.